The biblical worldview represented may not be everyone's cup of tea, but anyone who encounters this ark will leave with something very significant to think about.
Okay, we're in Williamstown, Kentucky, and we're driving up to see the Ark Encounter.
It's supposed to be an exact size replica of the original Noah's Ark.
I think it's gonna be pretty big. What do you think, Zachy?
Yeah.
I know, I'm excited.
Huge.
It's gonna be huge.
And you park in the main parking lot, but you can't drive right up to the Ark. So you get on one of the buses that pull up to the ticketing station. And at the ticketing station, you can also pay for parking. And right now the cost is $10 for parking.
There's some walk now in the bus, and there's some animals on the bus too.
Ah, look at those.
Prepare to encounter the Noah's Ark.
There it is.
Have a wonderful day.
Wow.
Unique Ark Encounter.
As Ken mentioned, the Ark is a jaw-dropping structure, nearly 1.5 football fields long and higher than a 4-story house.
Right when you get off is where you could get some refreshments, go to the bathroom, get zipline tickets, aerial challenge, pay for parking, get an annual pass. And there's the Ark. Wow. That is huge. What do you think?
The entrance is down that
Is that big? It's so big. It's hard to imagine how big it will be until you're actually here, and we're not even that close. So that is incredible. And over there is a Zipline Tower. You can do zipline here. They have some other things that go along with the Ark. You can get a flex ticket that includes the Ark and the Creation Museum that's just down the road. There's plenty of outside seating to eat at.
We are by the Ark.
Is that bigger than you thought it was going to be? Or about
Yeah.
Yeah. That could hold a lot of animals, couldn't it?
It holds maybe 20,000 animals.
Because it had everything on it, right?
Everything, and 2 of them, not just 1.
Right.
2 of them.
Zachy, I know we haven't been inside yet, but what do you think about the Ark?
It looks so far cool, and back there are some bushes
Yeah.
that were made of bushes, and they're animals. They should be animals, and I think there are some animals in the Ark that are real.
Real
and then
animals.
maybe we can go, on a ride on them.
Think we can get a camel ride?
Yeah.
There's some elephants. Topiaries there. I found another wild animal on the loose. Zachy! We're getting close enough to the Ark now that you could really see even better what the size is. You can kind of see the scale of the boat with the people in the picture. There's part of us going in, and there is the stern of the boat. It's just huge. And as we're going in, it tells the story of Noah.
Welcome to the Ark.
What an Ark you have here. This is amazing. Sir, did you help build this?
No,
No?
I'm looking at it.
You're looking at it?
And go inside and steal all the animals.
They better watch out for their animals. This guy is going to take some home.
So now we're gonna go in the Ark. That's gonna be so cool. Everything is from wood. Look how they did it up there. It's so cool.
And as you walk in, the first thing you see is all these different cages that would have held small animals. And you also hear a storm outside. There's where they'd be watered, fed, and the waste would go down there to be collected. The beginning of this floor is just full of all these cages, which you would think would be correct. There would have to be a lot of little cages. And there's spots along the way that have dioramas. This is Noah's prayer.
סופה נוראית זו, קראת לי לבנות ספינה, לשמר את משפחתי ואת החיות שאני מגדל.
And this would be where they stored some of their food and grain for themselves and for animals. These bags represent sacks full of seeds and nuts or dried fruits and vegetables. And these stored liquids. This is an area that would house moths, which climb into pots and become a food source for other animals. This area shows animals that Noah could have brought that are now extinct. This is a dimetrodon, Cassid kind, presumed extinct.
There's some kind of dinosaurs.
Yeah, it could have been on the Ark that are just extinct now. It's a Scatosaurus. This shows where they had animals of different kinds. This is the deer kind. This is the pig kind, the sloth kind, and the bear kind. Shows that Noah didn't need to bring the biggest dinosaurs. He could have just brought 2 of these to represent the kind. This is a model of the actual Ark. This is how they think it was built. This is 1/48th scale. It was deck 1, we're going to deck 2, where there's exhibits, restrooms, snack bar, and animals. There are some massive beams here in the construction of this Ark. They said they brought in a lot of the wood from Colorado. I assume that's for the type of wood and the size that they needed. But I'm sure this represents what would have had to have been used in making something of this size that long ago. On deck 2, they have an area that's the pre-flood world. It shows in the beginning what God created on each day. This is the world as it was created, perfect. On deck 2, there's a theater and an exhibit area. This says line through exhibit and shortcut to theater, if you just want to go straight and see the movie. The exhibit that way is the pre-flood world. Some of the exhibits up here show some of the bigger animal cages. Bears, some type of lizard, dinosaurs. In this theater, you see the Noah interview. Runtime 21 minutes, 35 seconds.
Son of Lamech.
Lameck.
Lamech. C-H. Lamech.
Okay, fine, whatever. So, the big thing behind you, what is it?
It's a ship.
A ship with no walls and no sails. It doesn't look like any ship I've ever seen.
Call it an ark then.
What's an ark?
A ship.
The Noah interview basically tells how Noah constructed the Ark, different building techniques, and how God told him exactly how to build it. On deck 2, there's the kids' spooky animal encounters. What do animals do when Noah's family is sleeping? There's one of the animals in the cage. There's 2 of them. Oh, and I'm glad they're behind bars so they can't get me. Ah, scary. Open here. Fun little activities for the kids. It states that they believe that fewer than 6,800 animals assemble inside. Most are small, young, and easily kept. These chosen animals will reestablish their kinds in the new world. So they were taken on board by kinds. Dogs, cats, deer, pig, different kinds of animals. These exhibits show how ventilation was handled, water and waste, lighting. This shows how they used artificial light, light from the outside, sunlight through openings, sunlight through coverings. It shows how they managed the feeding and waste removal needs of small and large animals.
How long did it take to build the Ark? Well, after our boys grew up, God told me his plans. He said the Ark would be for me, my wife, our sons, and our sons' wives. It took us several decades to build the Ark. But that was after years of designing it, collecting supplies, and preparing the site.
This shows the woodworking technology of the times. Blacksmithing. And this looks like a kid's area. The fairy tale Ark. Shows This is an educational area. Help me understand. Such as, why does a loving God allow so much death and suffering? This is the door. Jesus is our one door to salvation. On deck 2, there's a little snack area and a gift shop. And Zeki is on deck 2 also. You can get peanut brittle, cookies,
Yummy
caramel
food.
marshmallows. I'll take one of those and those and those. This,
Yeah, I would take one of those.
this.
I would take some.
I'll take all those. All those.
And all those.
All those. They have some actual live animals here on deck 2.
He makes sports.
Yeah, he'd be good at sports,
Maybe
wouldn't
he
he?
is in the Olympics.
He's training for a race, I think.
This is the true Energizer Bunny. Thing that keeps going.
Just keeps him make a trail there.
Yeah.
Do you ever get tired?
After 6 hours, and then he sleeps for 18.
I can see why. Deck 3 has exhibits, restrooms, and another theater. The Ark looks huge on the outside, but you realize just how huge it is once you're inside. This area shows the living quarters of the family. This would be where they kept some of their vegetables and stored food, preserved food. An oven for cooking. Shows how they would have grown food while they were on the Ark. And there's Noah, and it shows him and the dove he released as the dove returns with an olive leaf in his beak. This video is as in the days of Noah.
The biblical worldview represented may not be everyone's cup of tea, but anyone who encounters this ark will leave with something very significant to think about.
But Jesus stepped in and paid the fine for us. When he was on the cross, he cried out, "It is finished." In other words, the debt has been paid.
What happened outside the Ark? This area covers the Ice Age. This exhibit explores the origin of languages, centered around the story of the Tower of Babel. It's the Museum of the Bible. This is the Bible in different languages. And we're coming down from the 3rd floor, and here's the gift shop. We're on our way to the exit, and we're gonna go see the zoo that they have here. They have some live animals here outside.
Almost, and we're going out to the zoo.
Yeah, I think this is the way. Out and to the right. Well, Zeki, you can really ride a camel here? Yeah. This is a fossil find area. You can pan for fossils. You can get zoo refreshments and ride tickets here. And you can get tickets for camel or donkey rides. Here's the camel and donkey rides. They have several animals here that you can look at, like alpacas, llamas, ostriches. Don't know if that's an ostrich or an emu. I'm gonna say emu. Here's all the goats. And you can feed them or just pet them. He's got his eyes open now. He shook his head. Here's the ostriches. Hey, bud. Hi. And behind the Ark, there is a construction area going on, so I'm not sure what they have planned here. They have an area here, a building that looks kind of like stalls, so could be more animal exhibits or just other exhibits, activities outside. So looks like there's more things planned for the Ark area. There's really pretty grounds out here and a big buffet you can eat at up there. There's the one end of the Ark. The exit from the gift shop.